Hello, and welcome to another episode of the 100,000 Reasons for Gratitude. Please join me as we look at life through a lens of happiness. In today's episode, I am grateful for my boring, slow life. Today's episode is kind of interesting. Of course, all the other episodes are absolutely interesting. Now, I'll say this for all of them, but yeah, I really do like this particular one. In today's, we're focusing on how most times we imagine that things are so slow, life is so boring. Does it have to be the same thing over and over and over and over again? Does it have to be the same thing, the same thing? So hence we look for moments of excitement, and which is where we come up with the aspect of dopamine fixes. You may be wanting to watch telly or trying to doom scrolling, for instance, and maybe trying to imagine this book is not giving me the kind of excitement I want, hence I need to find another book that excites me better, or this isn't it. You keep ping ponging from one thing to another, wanting to find that excitement spark, almost as if to tell you that it's not as boring as you think, it's actually interesting. Why do we run away from boredom? Why does the mundane make us feel like nothing's happening? It's as if it's the same thing happening all over and over again. And your mind tends to tell you, it feels as if you're wasting away, almost, because that's how I look at it. At that point, when there's a reason to look for a dopamine hit or something that just brings excitement, and this excitement for me is actually in quotes, because it's not long lived. It's something so short that, and then you'll want something bigger, and then dopamine addiction. You're always looking for the next big thing, the next beautiful thing, in order to make you feel. And once that set point is reached, you'll have to do a bit more, such kind of living. And again, I'll use nature as an example. Have you ever seen how, if you do not tamper with an environment, let's just picture that, for instance, road, that it's constructed with all its, the mastery behind it. It's pure man-made concrete and all those things. But then, if that environment, if that section is left untouched for a long period of time, do we see how nature just comes in and does its thing? A grass here, a grass there, another species comes in, and another one, and another one. And if you look at that place almost a year or 2 years after, it's almost as if that road, that whatever that thing was, no longer exists. It looks boring, right? That overstretching or that growth over a period of time does feel boring to the human concept, but it's actually doing something. And that's just one example. Look at how a tree knows, I will take 10 years to be a big tree. I'm a small seedling now, but 10 years, I'll be a very big tree that will provide shade, that will have nests for almost 50 species of birds and other animals. If we're to look at it in human time, it feels like forever. Like, this seedling will take 10 years. But the plant knows, it's like, oh, the best 10 years of my life. And as we watch that slowness of it, as it grows, as it blooms, there's magic. Please note, we are not talking about that sort of boredom that it's almost as if you're having the same um, negative oriented patterns over and over again. No, that's not what we're talking about, because we know that the mind also needs to grow in a way. It's like a garden you're feeding, and whatever you consistently feed over time is what comes out as the output. And if this garden, we know it will take maybe 5 years, if this garden is consistently filled with weeds or something else, that's all it gets out. That's all it reaps. But if you're sowing the appropriate seeds, the good seeds, it does not matter how long in human time you feel it takes, but the output will be so amazing. It will be so spectacular. Hence, when we look at that, we realize the word boredom doesn't really exist. To you, what feels like boredom is actually the best moment that the magnificent body gets to heal. During sleep isn't exciting. Okay, I mean, yes, it is relaxing, but in the human context, it's not really exciting, is it? But then the body needs it because it knows at that point I am able to rejuvenate, I am able to repair, I'm able to fix, I'm able to grow and do all those amazing things during this point of rest. And at that point, with that serenity that exists in boredom, growth happens. And I feel like at that point when the mundane becomes so mundane, it's like, can it stop? That's growth. Absolutely fantastic growth. Growth beyond your wildest dreams. In the previous episode, we were talking about how seasons happen and how we need to go into the flow deeper. And that flow, particularly when one is bored and feels like this is too slow, can it get any faster? That's the best time. That's the best time to go deeper, deeper into that slowness. Just melt into it, melt completely. Let it take over. Because nature has nothing like stagnation. There has never been stagnation. There will never be stagnation. There is always growth 24/7. It depends if you're looking at it from human time or are we looking at things from God's time. Because with God's time, there is no stopping. It's growth and better and good and perfection and amazing and absolutely good things only. And you're being fashioned to be the perfect masterpiece. But if the potter is making you into this, but you're there saying, no, I feel bored with this circular motion. Can we go anti-clockwise a little bit? You don't become perfect. You don't become the masterpiece because you're not allowing the process to go. Allow that molding. Melt into it. Melt into that mundaneness of life. I like the poem by Solomon in Ecclesiastes where he says, what is life? Life is useless and all that. But let's look at it in terms of that mundaneness of life. It is true. There's really nothing much. It's the same thing over and over again. But it's in God's time. It is not the same thing over and over again. It is magnificent. You get to see the sun daily. I mean, what? You get to hear the birds do their things every single day that, according to human time, feels like it's the same thing again and again and again. To God, it's like, no. Did you notice today a canary and a hummingbird met together on a tree? Did you notice the butterfly? This one was yellow, the other one was pink. Did you notice this? Did you notice how your body was able to, your hair was able to grow by a 0.25 millimeter? Did you notice how your nails are becoming stronger? Did you notice how today's meal was amazing? Did you realize how the oranges today that you got from the market are so juicy? Did we thank the farmer? Like, I feel like God's time is amazing time. Like, it's just every day is spontaneous. Every day is magical. It's just, oh wow, look at that. Amazing, beautiful. Oh wow, feel that. Feel that breeze. Feel it washing over you. Oh, wow, today I showered. Oh, the water. I'm trying to imagine the rivers as they flow and it comes to my pipes, and I get to receive this and I get to feel the water wash over me. I feel like God's time is the perfect time. So when you feel that according to your human time, things are not thinking, how about we start switching to God's time? We start seeing things in God's time, where God's time, everything is just perfection. In creation, the last statement at the end of it, creation is, and it is perfect. What if we operate on God's time? On God's time, where each second is magnificent. Each second is beautiful things unfolding, magical moments just being. Hence, there cannot be anything like boredom. The mundane becomes union with God. The mundane becomes a communion with the divine. It's just beautiful. There's nothing else to see but just say, God, you're perfect. God, you're good. And revel in his beautiful and magnificent earth and world. As I conclude, I want to share a story. It was actually a homily with one of our priests. I feel like it was maybe when I was young or something, but this story has stuck with me all through. And I remember he said something. Most times we are complaining, oh, life is so boring. Oh, I need excitement. And it's like, but heaven, all you'll be doing is singing and praising God. So if you're bored now because you have nothing exciting, what happens when you have to sing daily and every moment of your life is just singing? Then, anyway, today, as we finish this amazing day and as you start your week going forward, let's be on God's time, where everything is magical, where everything is just excitement, and you're looking at it from your beingness. And I mean beingness by capital B, where everything is unfolding so sweetly. And thank God for this opportunity. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.